as we surround ourselves with the golden light, as all of the ascended masters, all of the angels, all of our teachers and guides are with us now, may we remember why we have taken birth. May we remember to love ourselves and others, to serve ourselves and others, and to remember deeply. And remembering also our men and women, our beautiful men and women, our brothers and our sisters who have given their time and service in life for this country. We honor that today and bless them, and we ask that the blanket of loving protection be over them. We ask that this world remember why we've come, so that no one has to serve in that way anymore. And we ask that at the deepest and most honoring level, and so it is. Okay, so this is our time of sacred giving, so if you get your gift ready for sacred space. And what I'll ask you to do is I'll ask you just to hold that in your hands just for a moment, with your eyes closed, with your breath, concentrating on your breath. And let your noticing go to your breath. Notice how spirit moves and breathes through you. Notice how you are holy, holy. And because you have that noticing, let that go even further into the Holy of Holies in your heart, where you will never, ever experience any lack. You are so taken care of. Every need is met if you just open your heart. And we bless that for you, we bless that for sacred space, and we bless that for the world. And when we come to that knowing, that very deep knowing, we live in a holy, holy place. And so it is. Amen. Okay, so Bruce, were you passing around the membership and the FAQs? Did you already do that? Okay, so if you didn't get a membership frequently asked questions and a membership form, please see Bruce after if you're interested. Because you received it doesn't mean that we expect you to become a member. We just want you to have the information in your hands. We are now a membership church, spiritual center. But state thinks that we're a church, and so it is. Just a word. It's okay. It's a good word. It comes from kirche, and it means, a sacred gathering. So we can keep that very holy for ourselves. And we'll do membership in July. I want to remind those of you who may not have had a chance to do this that before or after service, this is the Rose of Jericho, the one that we did on Easter. And so we brought it back to life. Well, the water brought it back to life after 3 days. So if you go in, you just take a little bit of the water and put it on your third eye, and whatever you're wanting, as long as it harms none, is the power of manifesting in your life. It's a very ancient tradition. Wednesday, we have wise soup. So I will be making some soup. Yeah, I'll make soup. I'll bring soup. And we have a really special guest speaker. Many of you know her, Jennifer Rothrock. I'm not going to tell you what her story is, but if you know her story, you know it's powerful. And how she has changed the markers in her life, where grief and some of the other things could have just wiped her out. Over time, she learned how changing the markers in her life really made a difference. So I hope you come and see her and support her Wednesday night. May 31st, 1 to 4 p.m., Mercury retrograde. What are they, and what can I do about them? If you've been feeling a little bit put off and sideways, welcome to Mercury in retrograde. And Mary Jo Weavers will be talking about that. She's an astrologer. She's a Jungian astrologer, karmic astrologer, actually. And you're going to learn about the astrological meaning of the planet Mercury, retrograde movements of planets and their significance, what happens during a retrograde, find out how you can take advantage of the planetary phases and help them work towards your betterment. And that is going to be, again, that will be May 31st, 1 to 4 p.m., and it's $55. So, and that will be upstairs. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's $35. Hey, it's an even better deal. All right, yay. So that'll be upstairs. And then June 1st, and I'm going to have David Michael Hash come up. He's going to be doing a manifesting class at CFIA, which is upstairs at 1 p.m. That'd be about 1.5 to 2 hours. David Michael, do you want to come up just for a minute and talk about that? $20.
Thanks. Hey everyone. So I did last month we did a seminar, and one of the things we covered was manifesting. And I had a number of people approach me and say, you know, I really want to know more about how to do that, how to make that more effective. And so I talked to Trina about it, and we threw something together real quick that we're going to do on Sunday the 1st. And it's going to be not retreads of the same old stuff that we've heard again and again and again. We're going to use some special tools, some activators from a man named Brian DeFlores, and I've got some other tools that really amplify the energy as we put it out. And then there's a couple of other things we're going to do that are pretty intense stuff. This is big stuff. It's not going to be a real long, intense, it'll be pretty intense, but it won't be real long, an hour and a half probably. We're thinking something relatively short because we don't want to consume everybody's Sunday. But the cost is $20, and I think it really will help people take their manifesting to a whole different level than has previously been done. And so looking forward to doing that, and hope to see a bunch of you there.
Thank you. And just a heads up, you know, if you are a vendor, we are still taking vendor applications for the June 21st solstice. So that is going to be an all-day event, half table for $25, full table for $50. And we'll be doing one in December also. So if you missed this one and wanted to be a vendor but can't do it this time, know that you can do it in December. Okay, and just kind of another little heads up, June is going to be our metaphysical month. So you're going to see a lot of woo-woo, a lot of woo-woo. Okay. So thank you, and now we're going to have some, Marilyn Baker. Yeah, come on up, Marilyn Baker. Special music.
When I was a child, I could see the wind in the trees, and I heard a song in the breeze. It was there singing out my name. Now I'm not a child. I have known the taste of defeat, and I finally grown to believe it will all come around again. And though I may not know the answers, I can finally say I am free. And if the questions let me hear them, I am who I was born to be. And so here I am, open arms and ready to stand. I've got the world in my hands, and I feel like it's my turn to fly. Though I may not know the answers, I can finally
grateful for this community, for all the love and the talent here. I'm grateful to be here with you. You just bring me to my knees. Okay, wow. Lynn says, well, I hope I can get through it without crying. Guess who's left standing up here? All right. Talk today is finding your passion. I love you, Drew.
I love you.
It reminds me too, years ago at Home Center, I was given a service, and Laura was in the audience, right in the middle of the service. I love you, Patricia Roller. I love you too. And Cindy. A lot of people who've paved the way for us on the other side. Appreciate all of them. Okay, finding your passion. Who knows that they have a passion? Who had? Okay. All right.
I think. I'm anticipating.
Anticipating. So you have a passion. Are you doing it?
Yep.
No. Okay. So for those of you who are not doing it, can I know why, please? Would you like to share why you're not doing your passion?
Because the acoustics aren't as good out here as they are in the shower.
That's no excuse, trust me.
Sheree,
I don't even know.
you don't even know why you're not doing it.
Maybe I'm blocked. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, Lilia.
Beliefs that like you can't earn a living doing it, or you have to do something else
That's
to
part of
support
it.
it.
Yep.
Okay. So, part of it is, did I miss someone back here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Susie.
Just self-limiting doubts. You know, the anxieties, the society tells you you can't do this, you can't do that,
Yeah.
and but that's not the truth.
It's not the truth, but and I'm going to be talking about that towards the end of the service, about that little voice inside your head and what you can do about that. How you can make it your friend. Okay. Did I get everybody? All right. So here's the thing that we get a little twisted about, I think, is that we think that our passion has to be our moneymaker. Now, it doesn't mean that the passion can't be the moneymaker in our lives, but if we get all twisted around that, and then we push, and we hit a lot of roadblocks. And I'll give you a couple of, I'm going to read a letter today, too. It's just phenomenal. But, when I quit my job, retired from the state, and because it was literally killing me, and took over the school, and that was years ago, I went from a very, very high-paid job to zero. Absolute zero. At the time that I took it over, I wasn't all thrilled about that because I was just trying to get myself, back on my feet again. And then it was suggested to me to go ahead and, maybe take over the school. I'm like, really? So I was reluctant. Have you thought about the people in your life? Or, we can even look in the Bible. I mean, Moses wasn't like, hey, I'm there, God. I got this, right? No, we call him reluctant Moses for a reason, okay? But look, whether you believe in the truth of that or not, I don't care. But it's a great story about how our reluctance is our best fuel. And so just noticing your reluctance at times. And then other times, you're going to be put in situations where you think, what? And you're going to find your calling. But it may not, be your moneymaker. Look, okay, just so you know, I'm rolling in the dough up here doing services, right? We know that this is not a moneymaker. But service, for me, is worth everything. You can't put a dollar sign on that. So if you need your passion to be your income, I'm just going to ask you to give a little break and rethink some of that. And then look at what you can do. Your passion is free of all your restrictions. And then watch out, because then often it blossoms, right? But as you try to push and shove it, and you might be in that place where you don't know what your passion is. You really don't know. And then that's an opportunity just to explore. Your passion may be, your flowers. Your passion may be having coffee with your neighbors. You can't, you see, when we label passion, oftentimes when we label passion, we miss what we're truly passionate about. I have a friend who cleans. Like, are you kidding me? I could eat off her floor, seriously. And she says, well, I have this, what do you call it, I have this thing, it's like I gotta clean. I said, but you love cleaning. Why are you down about that? Cleaning is her passion. It's not, a complex, it's her passion. And it is a joy to walk into her home. So if you think that passion has to be the certain thing where you're the famous singer or the famous poet or, whatever, or the famous healer, not really. But be passionate about your passion. So some years ago, Bruce had heard on NPR, probably it was, about the bees. And he was not a beekeeper at that time. He'd heard about the bees, and he'd heard about all the different types of honey. And he thought, oh, that's interesting, and he started checking into it. And now, Bruce is in line for Master Beekeeper. Or are you Master Beekeeper? No, you go to the university for that. And University of Oregon. And so, he's been doing bees forever. But an interesting thing about beekeeping is that many of the famous beekeepers are ministers. Yeah, it's a very interesting thing because it's a very spiritual experience. I remember the first night he brought home, how many, like 50,000? Yeah, I'm just making that up now, but 5,000, right? Yeah. Okay, it looked like 50,000. It was in a little box. Yeah, I walked through the door in a box that you can see through. Yeah, sound of Om multiplied, and so, on the kitchen table. Well, dining room table, where I'm going to eat. And I look, I'm like, oh, so you picked up the girls. But I sat there and looked at them for a few minutes, and then he says, well, I'll take them outside for the night. I said, you can't do that. I was hooked. And he goes, well, I don't know where to keep them. I said, well, put them in our shower. What am I thinking? Right, there's the shower. There's the toilet. And then I couldn't draw the curtain because I was mesmerized, right? It was just the most interesting thing. The next morning, Michael has breakfast with 5,000 girls. And they really get in your soul. It's just something amazing about these bees. They're very spiritual. So Bruce decided to go ahead and, be of service even more. And he has become part of a program at Coffee Creek. I don't know if it's primarily, I think it's primarily a women's prison, is it, Susan? And no, that Susan's been there. Susan works in the correctional. But if you work, it doesn't matter, so I'm just saying. Okay. This could be a walk off the stage moment. So anyway, so he's doing a program becoming beekeepers.
Nice.
Yeah, it's 10. Oh, excuse me. Okay, 10. That's right, because she. And so this was a letter from one of the inmates, and we got the okay from the correctional facility to go ahead and read this. And I just want to let you know, in the newsletter, there's another one. I'm going to be printing both of those. And the women are going to be writing about their experience. So look for that every month in our newsletter because we will be sharing that. Okay, day 1 as a beekeeper, April 23rd, 2014. Hello. My name is Crystal Magana. I am one of the blessed 9 women selected to become the first in the Coffee Creek Beekeepers program. Today, or rather tonight, was one amazing night that words cannot truly begin to express, because today the bees with their queen arrive. The evening began with me and 8 other ladies walking from our dormitories to the chow hall to be out-counted at 4 p.m. The anticipation and excitement is growing within my belly, as I truly have no idea what I'm in store for. But I'm excited and full of anticipation to meet the bees. We are out-counted and then walk through the chow line and get our dinner, and for the first time eat with our fellow beekeepers. We are all with hushed voices of anticipation, thoughts and questions of what this might bring, of what this night will bring. We all know it is huge, and are so excited. The captain comes in and explains that we will put on our suits and go out to the site shortly after count is cleared, and our excitement only grows. Then comes the moment, and we are escorted out of the chow hall, through the offices and into inmate processing, where we open tubs of brand new white transport suits that will now become our beekeeper suits. The buzz and laughter in the room is growing as we fumble into our suits and become marshmallows. We are each given a green hat and then begin our wait for our ride. As we sit, in comes a staff member to take the first official photo of the Coffee Creek beekeepers. The captain comes back and we walk outside to meet Mr. Marlin, who will drive us out to the designated site. When we arrive, a master beekeeper, Buddy, Miss Marlin, Mr. Noggle, Mr. Lyons, and 2 medical staff are waiting to greet us. We see the 3 brand new hives on a prepared area of ground underneath. Amazing huge trees and overwhelming feeling and excitement of this being a momentous event sets in. Buddy begins going over basics, and we are handed gloves and screens for protection. It is quite a sight to see as we are all fumbling with figuring out how to put this gear on. Yet the bonding becomes immediate as everyone is helping one another. Lots of smiles and laughter, and photos are being taken. As we wait for Bruce with the bees, the downpour of the rain begins. Bruce arrives, and we walk under a tarp set up over the hives, and we listen as he explains about feeding mixture and what the steps are to put the bees into the hives. The questions begin from all of us, and the excitement in Bruce and Bunny as they explain and answer questions never wavers. Notice this passion, right? Not only the building passion, I'm going to finish this, but not only the building passion in her, but what she's experiencing in those who are with her, and Bruce and Bunny. Bruce then brings out the first box of bees with the queen. It is between 3,000 to 5,000 bees. He pulls out the queen, shows us, and then places her between 2 slots of the box. But first he removes the cork on her box and replaces it with the marshmallow. This allows for the worker bees to eat through the marshmallow, and by the time it gets through, the bees should have accepted the queen as their own. Bruce tips the box of bees upside down over the hive and shakes them out, and then puts the box down into the hive. He puts the feeder on top. The bees are buzzing and flying around everywhere. Bruce shows us how to pour the feeding mixture, which smells so amazing, into the feeder. We then move on to the second and third hives doing the same process, which is so exciting. We come back to the first hive where I get to lift the top up, and Bruce pulls out the box to get more bees out. I learn how to put the lid back on. 2 other women help Bruce with the other 2 hives. With the help of Bruce and Bunny, 2 women and myself, we shake out the remainder of the bees over the hive entrance. Those that drop, we gently pick up and help into the hive. I couldn't help but think that in so many ways, we women are much like these new hives. We have a purpose for our lives, and when placed into a new place, we need help and guidance to get us going into the healthy direction our lives were always meant to be on. As we get the last of the bees out, Bruce and Bunny explain about the next feeding and maintenance of hives. We thank them and shake off the bees that think we are marshmallows and go back to the band. We get into inmate processing to disrobe our new marshmallow beekeeper suits, and one of my new friends, a bee, comes out of my suit and we all laugh. We tag our soaking wet suits and ask when we get to start class. With excitement, Captain McCorkill and Mr. Noggle answer soon, and the next feeding is for Friday. We sign photo release forms and go through the pat-down or skin search we are selected for, and no one is upset because we just had one of the most amazing nights of our lives. This night marks the beginning to the future outside these prison walls, one that I am grateful for and excited about. Crystal Magana, SID number 142-15649.
Wow.
10 women are finding their passion. I bet when they got into that prison, whatever led them there, they never thought they would be beekeepers, right? They never thought they would be talking about their like new hives, their life, or like the new beginnings. They would have never thought that. You see what the gifts are? We may not like the places we are in our lives, but it's a gift. We're right where we need to be, learning just the right things. Now this program has gone nationwide in attention. So it's getting publicity from the Bee Culture magazine, is that right? Bee Culture magazine, some of the authors of the bee books are donating. Sacred Space has donated private copies of First Year Beekeeper for the inmates and some for the library. So these women are on their way. And you know what the bee population is like, right? It's at risk. So the more people that we get to know about the bees and doing this beautiful work in the world. Now, will beekeeping allow these women to have a monthly income? Probably not. You know, not unless they get into a big production or something, a big company. And so it really wasn't about the money for them, see what I mean? It's their passion. It's the thing that will keep them centered. Your passion may bring you money, but it's really the thing that keeps you centered. It's the thing that you need most in your life. Whether it's music, whatever it is, singing in the shower, whatever that is. Find your passion if you haven't, and keep feeding it. And let's all just take a nice deep breath. Because I'm going to ask you to change your energy a little bit. By the way, this right here, there's many ways to give in service. Many of you are in the ministerial program, or maybe you're a minister already. It's not just in our prison system, but that is a beautiful place. It's in our schools, it's in our retirement homes, everywhere. Might be in your neighbor's home. Whatever it is, you know, I just ask that you find a way to love and serve and remember. Okay, so somebody back here said something about the little voice. You know, the little voice that talks to you, that keeps you from being successful, from finding your passion. Carrie and I are starting a book, and I don't have the author's name, but it's called The Untethered Soul. So it's our next book that we're doing. What's that?
I've forgotten the name too.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the author, but the name of the book is called The Untethered Soul. And it talks about the voice that you have inside. You know, the one that keeps you back? You know, the other one that also says to you, oh, good for you, good for you. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, while Patricia's talking, I just want to tell you that I'm hungry, okay? I'm hungry. Oh gosh, did it take something out for dinner? I wonder if we should go out to dinner. Wow, what was that noise? Huh. Oh, that's a beautiful story she's telling. God, I'm so hungry. You see how that is? You see how that is? It's like, yeah. And you don't mean to, you're like, shh, stop. But it's right there. And you all think it's you, don't you? That's why we feel so bad about the voice inside. We're like, oh, how could I think that? I'm in such judgment. Why can't I focus? All right, so here's what I want you to think about. I want you to just close your eyes for a minute and get a nice visual. Give this name, this voice, a figure, a body. Don't make it you. Man or woman, whatever it is. You don't have to be real clear cut about it, but give it a form. Okay. Now, I'd like you to open your eyes and imagine if the seat next to you is not empty, just imagine there's another chair there and invite your person to sit down. Okay, got that? Okay. Now, while I talk for the next 2 minutes, I want you to notice how rude they are. Okay? Just notice. Can you hear me? Can you focus on what I'm saying? Or are you still listening to them? What are they saying right now? Oh, I don't like the silence. What was that all about? Is she going to talk again? Do I have to be quiet? What's your person saying? Have you ever tried to sit down and watch a movie with your person? It's like, shut up! Right? Even maybe on your first date. Really? Maybe on your 28th anniversary. Still like, what? Yeah. Okay. So while I'm talking, does anyone notice the person talking that's next to you? Can you tell me what they said? I mean, you know, keep it clean, but anybody want to? Yes.
Oh, please, seriously. Can't you at least listen to something that makes some decent sense?
Good. Susie.
Why are you here? You don't belong here. You belong outside of the box. There's no room for you inside this box.
Good. Anybody else?
I'm thinking about the motorcycle ride I'm taking for licorice ice cream.
All right. Anybody else? Yes.
Don't fall asleep, don't fall asleep. Wake up!
That's great. Okay. So here's the thing. Your person, just now that I've shared that with you, you'll be like, oh God, they're going to be with you all the time. You're just going to notice that. But they are just so rude. They're like they're worse than a toddler. Why? 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 I want. Why? Why, Mom? Why, Dad? Right? They're all the time. Why do you think I asked you? I mean, because he talks about in the book too, but why do you think that I asked you to do that today? Put it beside you. Anybody?
Get out of your head.
Yeah.
Because it's beside you instead of inside of you.
That's right. I also want you to notice how they are not you. Okay? Now, the one who is listening to me right now, who flips back and forth, but is the one who even could to put this person beside you is the observer. It is not somebody who is Susan or Alex. The one who is observing is the one without the constant chatter. It's observing the one with the constant chatter. Understand that? And it doesn't have judgment on it. It doesn't have judgment on you. The one who is observing is the one who's going to help you with your passion. The chatterbox, now that you know what it is, you can deal with it. You can have some tools and you can work with it. You can't work with it when it's inside you. You see that? Because you not only have the chatter going on, it makes you feel terrible at times, doesn't it? Oh, I can never do enough. Every time that I find something that gives me passion, oh my goodness, right? I always screw things up. I'm not beautiful enough, rich enough, skinny enough.
It's too late.
It's
been
too late.
long.
Yep. You see all that?
Mute.
This, they call it, he calls it the inner roommate.
Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, the inner roommate, not so nice. Not nice. The inner roommate, why do you believe that? Okay, so you know all the times that you have believed your inner roommate, all the times that you'd said, oh, that's right, I'm not good enough. Oh, that's right, I don't have enough money. Right? And the times that your inner roommate says, yeah, that's right, I told you to do it and it worked out, didn't it? And what about the times when they told you to do it and it didn't? You see how unbelievable this inner roommate is? You cannot trust this inner roommate. There is no reason for you to keep listening to that dialogue and believing it. You need to stay with the observer, the one who knows that you're perfect, the one who knows that you are all-powerful, that mistakes are experiences, not mistakes. Do you understand that? Mistakes are experiences, not mistakes. There's no mistakes. We all have particular experiences for a reason. She made you cry today. She made me cry. But before today, if we were to meet her, what would you think about her? Well, I wonder what got her there. I wonder, well, I don't know anything about her and I don't need to. I'm using this as an example. Oh, she's behind the bars. You know, those inmates, they get everything, blah, 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 blah. Or, I'm glad I'm not there, blah, 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 blah. You see that? Today, she became real to you. Remember to stay in your reality, not with your inner roommate. Stay focused. Get clear. You don't know what you want to do? Figure it out. Go be of service somewhere. Be of service to yourself. If you're not making the money that you need, I can't, take David Michael Hash's class of manifesting, right? Because it's like, stay with your knowing. You have clothes on your back, you have food, maybe not all your bills are paid. Maybe you're worried about tomorrow. If you will stay present, the observer within you will keep you very focused on everything you need and your next steps. But by God, get passionate about something. Get passionate and do something, right? Don't just say, well, that's beautiful. I think I've always wanted to do that. I don't know how. Well, give it over. You don't need to know how. You want to do it. You put your heart out there, the how will find a way. I didn't even know I wanted to be a minister. Are you kidding me? I come from a line of that. I come from my grandfather was an evangelist. There was no way I was going to do that. Not ever. Here I am. You've heard me say, I told Mary Tawari, yeah, I'm in this program for myself. I'm never going to be up on stage. I don't do that. You hear me say a lot of things. I don't do that. I'm not going to open a church, right? Yeah, you know that was coming, right? I'm not going to open a church. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that, because that's just how I am sometimes. I'm just cocky, and I think I know everything until I don't. And then it comes back later. Hey, I thought you weren't going to do this, this, or this. Oh, well, I'm also flexible. Reluctant at times. I don't want to do the things that are put before me. They look too big. They look too complicated. They look like, that's not mine to do. Sometimes it is. So let's just bless that as we take a nice deep breath. Start to feel the warmth in your heart chakra. And if you need to activate that, go ahead and put your right hand over your heart. Activating your inner sanctum, your holy of holies. Do you know how remarkable you are? Let my voice be your inner roommate right now. Do you know how incredible you are? Do you know all the millions of cells that work so hard to make you possible? Every nerve and muscle, the beautiful structure of your body, the lines of your face, that's right. Relax into beautiful you. Let's go ahead and go a little deeper into the appreciation. Everything that has happened for you up to this point, you may not have been aware of. But the whole universe has been working so hard to make everything happen for you so that you could experience everything you've experienced. And you take those experiences deep into your frequency. And when you leave this planet, you take them back to the universe's gifts. So everything that has ever seemed like a roadblock to you, let that be your gift back to the universe. How did you sit with that? How did you transform that? How did you take everything you ever needed to learn, ever needed to experience into your heart, and transform it while you were on the physical plane? Do you know how incredible you are? Do you know how important your presence is right here and right now to the universe? If you have hid yourself away, that's okay. But the invitation is to come out, be involved, because there's someone else out there who needs to make contact with you. They need your time and your gifts and your love. And you need that too. Because you have come here to serve, to love, and remember who you are. And among all the other passions, your passion was to incorporate everything you've experienced into your frequency so you could give that back to the larger whole, to the great divine, to the sea of possibilities. Your greatest passion was to come here. Remember that. You don't have to compare yourself to anyone. You are perfect just the way you are. The way you think, the way you walk, the way you love. Everything about you is perfect. You are a divine creation. You cannot be anything but perfect. Our beautiful ladies at Coffee Creek, they're perfect. All the beautiful bees, they're perfect. The people who push your buttons, they are so perfect for you. They must love you so much to do that. Every time that you turn up against something or run up against something in your life, the universe has conspired to make that possible for you. And the souls who seem to be the most against you, they love you so much. They've had to forget who they are so they could make this possible just for you. Bless them. Remember who you are. Remember your passion. Make some time for yourself. Get to know you, the great observer. Take your inner roommate. Love them. Put them in their place. And with that, let's take a nice deep breath. Whenever you're ready, maybe another nice deep breath. Start to come back. Come back all the way to yourself. I'll have you open your eyes now. Look up here. Do you know how perfect you are? I do. And there are those of us who will hold that for you. When you can't hold it for yourself, that's what we do in community. We remember who you are. We remember how perfect you are, how beautiful you are. That's what we do. We do that for each other. And when I forget, when I have a human moment, I know you're going to do it for me too. Nice deep breath. It's nice to remember who we are, huh? It's nice to know that. It's nice to be loved. Okay, let's close our eyes. Nice deep breath. Remember, you are surrounded by love. You are walking upon the belly of Mother Earth. You are being looked after by Father Sky. You have every soul in this universe loving you. Remember that this week and love someone else.